Welcome soul family. Today we are looking at a long requested video. We're going to look at the personality for Taehyung, and we're going to look at his personality. Then we will look at his present career, his past, present and future. Then we'll look at his love life, past, present and future. So it's going to be a long video, and I hope you'll stick around to enjoy it. This is one of the most beautiful personality spreads I've come across. This person, he's one of the most famous people in the world, and he is like a bright child inside. Taehyung. I don't really know much about him personally. I don't follow him. I'm mostly into K-drama, but I know how famous he is, and he has that innocence and a very good-looking, innocent face. His central personality is the sun. I mean, that's one of those, this is the happiest, brightest card in tarot. What more can I say? He is as bright as the sun. He's cheerful, and he goes with, he looks at life in a very, very positive way. It's like, anything, even if something bad happens, he's going to put a positive spin on it. He approaches life with a childlike curiosity, childlike assumption that everything's going to be all right and I'm going to be taken care of, and everything which I want I'm going to get. He has and he is who he is, and in the sense he's someone who is not who when you look at him and meet him, who he really is shown on the surface. He's not somebody else inside in the private. The way you see him and you think he is, that's how he really is. Because you see, this child is exposed. He is taken off the cover, which was, putting a sheet on him or whatever. It's been thrown off, and you're in the state where you're so happy to be who you are. And he's in that same state. He's completely comfortable with who he is. And he's okay letting everybody know who he is. And that is his central personality. The biggest influence in his life is the King of Wands. And I feel this might be a father figure. It might be his actual father who has a lot of influence on him. Or somebody, whoever it is, it's a very creative older man who has tremendous influence on him. And because it's the King of Wands, we have someone who's passionate, very bright, and full of creativity, full of ideas. The person who keeps giving him different ideas on what to do with his career, how to go about it, how he has learned a lot from this man. And I don't know, this person is also very intuitive, because my eyes just went to this small lizard over here, which is the person who comes and whispers and gives him ideas. Amazing influence in his life. When we look at his past, we have seen that he's someone who has faced a lot of negativity coming his way. People have tried to put him down. People have been negative, and he's had to fight his way through. It's not been easy. His past, wherever or whatever level he has achieved, is not come easily to him. He has had to defend himself from many people before. I don't really know his history. I just know that being in showbiz obviously is hard, and being a K-pop idol is even tougher. So he's had a difficult, and when we look at the future influences, we are also seeing a lot of stress. We are seeing that maybe it's a new project or whatever is coming, but in his future, we are seeing him having sleepless nights. We are seeing him very worried. But because this is a 9, we are also seeing that whatever he's going through will come through a completion cycle. The stress will come to an end, but it's going to be difficult. He will really need to work hard in, grounding himself and doing things which will help him, get over this mental stress which he's going through. So the future, yes, there's a lot of mental stress coming through. In terms of his, his identity, these are his identity cards. We have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the 6 of Pentacles. he has been lucky, or he identifies being lucky. The Wheel of Fortune is basically talking about how your luck changes for the better. I do feel he's been a very lucky person. He has always ended up being in the right place at the right time. And that luck comes to him because he has this very happy, bright personality. He's a very positive person inside, and he ends up drawing luck towards himself. And I feel he also is very educated in terms of he reads a lot, maybe about his own craft. I really don't know how, to what level he's been educated. But he's somebody who seems to me very knowledgeable. He knows things. He might have, when you have a conversation with him on any topic, he will have something to say on that topic. Either he reads a lot or he sees a lot of YouTube videos. He's the kind who educates himself constantly. I just have the feeling that's how it is. He will also have a lot of fortune coming to him, fortune comes to him suddenly, in sudden spurts. He also identifies being a very generous soul, and I think he is one. Because as I said, he's so full and happy, he's always ready to distribute it. So he's somebody who's very generous, and I think he's helped a lot of people out financially and even with his advice. He is just that kind of person. In the public, we see him with the 8 of Pentacles. He's someone who works at his craft, and the public can see it. He is hardworking, and even as I said, this is a guy who shows who he is to the public. He is someone who who works at keeping his fans happy. When he does work, he's always aware of what his fans want from him, and he always tries to deliver that. So he's very hardworking. Even for his public image, he takes a lot of effort, in terms of keeping himself, the way the public wants to see him. He tries to maintain that, and that is what I feel is his public image. Privately, he's such an emotionally stable guy. Again, we have the completion of 9 of Cups. He's very happy and satisfied with his life, and he's emotionally stable. There may be some times when obviously he goes through the stress, but overall he's not a needy guy. He's very, very well satisfied where he is, and he's happy with that. This is a person who is not emotionally burdened to anybody else. So that is why that makes him very generous. Rather than taking, he is a giver. If we look at his fears, we have the 4 of Pentacles, where I guess he fears... initially I would have thought, maybe he's fearing maybe loss of money, but I actually don't fear. I feel he fears becoming a person like this, closed, hanging on to money. He fears being pessimistic. He fears being negative. He fears being, not able to live life fully. He fears, that he's going to take the safe route. He is not the guy who wants to live safely. He is not the guy who wants to, just take the safe path and not really experience life. This guy wants to experience life to the fullest, and his fear is he will do things which don't allow him to do that. He's not the guy who wants to take the safe path. That is what he fears. What he desires the most, I think it's kind of obvious here what he desires the most. He wants a partner. He wants to find the love of his life. And it's very difficult because, the field which he knows, he's aware of that. The field which he is in is not going to give him love easily, because his love will have to be the kind who will have to take a lot of burden of his popularity on her. And but this is what he desires the most in his life right now. This was Taehyung's personality read. We will go to his career. I hope you all enjoyed this, and let's look at how his career goes about. Okay, again a very interesting read. We have in his past, we have the 4 of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Swords. So we see him in his past as There was a time, he was obviously very young when he got into showbiz. Okay, and he is somebody who's emotional as well as intellectual. He's somebody who, how do I say? He's somebody full of ideas, yet he can think it and feel it at the same time. And that is why there is so much of impact with him. He's somebody who feels very deeply, and yet he's somebody who thinks very deeply. And he also has the ability to take risk. So he is a very amazing combination of all of these things. And we have the four of swords over here. You see him lying down between, 3 swords over here. And then you have a red string, which I feel is a string of fate, and a heart over here. So he's someone who has taken a lot of risk and who's very comfortable with taking that risk. And he's given a lot of sacrifice to be where he is. That is what comes to me. Definitely he's made a lot of money out of, whatever he has done. And he's received help from other people too in his past. But it has not been a cakewalk for him. It's not without his challenges how he has come into this line. He has done what other people don't do or venture to do. We have the 2 of Cups in his present. We have 2 of Wands. And we have 3 of Wands. So this is a time I feel he is... in the planning stage of some kind of journey. I feel he's going to go more internationally. He's going to do more projects. He's going to collaborate more with many more people. And I think he's just strategizing, planning his journey, what he's going to do ahead. And he's lit on fire, like literally he's full of ideas. So this is a time where a lot of things are planned for him. And I think we will see a lot ahead coming for him. So this is a wonderful time this is going through. A lot of potential, or a lot of projects are in the pipeline for him at the present. We see him making a lot of money, and he's like, very chilled out with all that money which he's going to make. But we also see the death and rebirth card over here, which basically says a big change is going to come, or we are going to see some big change in his life in the future. And after that, we see the 8 of Pentacles, which I think this change obviously is connected to work. We see him maybe taking a different direction. After these projects are realized, he's going to do something different. And maybe he's going to go into drama. I don't know what it is. But some big change in his career is coming in the future. And the change is going to be good, because we see the 8 of Pentacles. We see him, sitting with, books and writing, and that as a candle is lit up for him with all of these ideas. So there's a lot of money coming in, definitely. But I also feel that we're going to see some big change in his career in the future. Let's look at his love life. Okay, now in his past we have the 9 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and the Hierophant. I think in the past, maybe he did have somebody, but that's like over. It's a 9 of Wands. He worked very hard, but it never worked in that relationship. He felt a lot of aggression come towards him because of the relationship. And, he had to let go. And you see a young, he's not young, but you see a man over here laughing, and he's alone. So he had to leave everything behind, and he had to climb the stairs of fame. And, that's what happened in his past. And because of this, the fame which he got, he had to be alone. He had to face a lot of things. And this is somebody, I think, way in the past. There could have been someone, but it didn't really, it is something which he had to let go to, go, and he had to climb the stairs of fame on his own. So it was difficult. But right now, in the present, what we have is again the Two of Cups, which is such an interesting card. This card popped up again. We have the Judgment, and then we have the Page of Swords. So it is possible that he's seeing somebody right now, that he's already in love. He's seeing someone, and that person is causing him to have a sort of rebirth, to really explore who he is. And he feels very young. He might be a little rash in being in this relationship. He's not really thought it out, because we have the Page of Swords. He might be a little hasty. He might be taking undue risk, and he might not be really seeing where he's going in this relationship, whichever he is in. And what I can ask is he seeing somebody else in his, is this person who he's seeing, is she idol? Okay, idol. Or let's see, is he seeing somebody in his own industry? Let us see that. Yes, he's seeing somebody from the same industry. I don't want to go into more details on naming names who he's seeing, because then we'll have to just go through so many women to ask a yes and no question. I don't want to do that, yeah. But this relationship, we see in the future, either she's going to walk away or he's going to walk away from it. One of them. And it's going to be a conscious decision where they're going to leave it because they think it's not going to work. And he will feel, split up because of that. It's going to really affect him when either she or he walks away, because one of them is going to walk away from this relationship. And then we have the Star. I feel that it's going to be a little bit lonely for him again, but he's going to recover from it, because this is a card of hope. And even though this has been difficult and this relationship might not work out, he's going to find himself again and, become hopeful again, because that's the kind of person he is. He always bounces back from, no matter how down his life goes, he will always find some hope, and he will catch on to it, and he'll, come back. But it is sad to see that whatever he's going through or he's having right now is going to end pretty soon. Okay, this was his love life reading, and I hope you all enjoyed this whole reading. And if you all did, please give it a thumbs up. I apologize, my voice is a little bit rough for this reading, because I think I'm coming down with a cold. Anyway, thank you all so much. Bye bye.